we're doing with the future of shopping.
You guys still raising money?
No, we're heads down building today.
Gail's like, I want in.
Asking for a friend.
For a friend.
For you, Gail, we might be.
Well, watch your back, but just don't be committing fraud and like go on with a
That's
mission.
easy to say. That's not
And you
specific
can't-
enough.
Well, I just
it's
feel like
easy to say
sometimes
don't
you get
commit a
investor-
crime.
Shopping assistant compares pricing on clothes, shoes, and accessories and has more than 1 million users.
Young female entrepreneur, big valuations. It reminds me of the Theranos story with Elizabeth.
The youngest billionaire in the world. Is that heady when you hear that?
You know, it's not what matters.
But her whole thing was, you take a prick of blood and we can diagnose any disease. That wasn't the truth. Their machine overheated, it couldn't actually do it. They were taking pricks of blood, then they needed to take way more blood, sending it to actual blood testing lab facilities, getting the results back, and being like, oh yeah, our Edison machine did this. Defrauded a bunch of cancer patients and put through some. That was the biggest thing.
That's the unforgivable part.
FIA is announcing dozens of celebrity investors. You can see some of them there: Mindy Kaling, Khloe Kardashian, Jessica Alba, Shabuzi, Ashley Graham.
Theranos.
But I remember when I turned 30, I was so sad because I didn't get to be a part of Forbes 30 under 30. I was like, damn, I thought that was gonna happen to me.
This is good to have ambition, man.
And especially when it happens to people people that I know personally was on there. I was like, damn, it didn't happen to me.
I worked with a guy who was on 30 under 30.
But it turns out everybody that was a part, or a lot of people who was on Forbes 30 under 30, turned out to be. So the big scandal right now is Bill Gates' daughter's got $40-something million valuation for her company from investors, but people are saying that it's not true. So she has this new shopping company called FIA, and I remember when this came out.
How do you spell that?
PHIA.
Oh, it ain't
People
like,
do. Everybody does say FIA different.
I would say
FIA
like with
could
an
be
F.
FIA. Oh yeah.
So it's with a P.
It's like some type of shopping network,
fat,
I think.
like Pretty Hot and
But
Tempting.
I remember when the stories about it came out, about like 9 months ago, they were talking about how the company got all this valuation and it was a big deal. And it's not that they were trying to say that she was self-made or anything, but they were trying to build this narrative that like, oh, just because I'm a Nepo baby doesn't mean I can't get $40 million.
On my own. By myself.
Off my own name. And I didn't even tell anybody that Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, the two of the biggest, richest people in the world, are my parents. I'm not trying to hate on her or anything, but as a non-Nepo baby, as like when my parents pass, I'm not getting nothing.
Yeah, no.
That's how I'm getting some debt, maybe.
Yeah.
A
nice casserole from a neighbor.
So yeah, the thing is, it's like I think it's incredible that what you did, and I aspire to do similar things as well. You know,
so what's the context of this? What did she do?
So
what is
pretty much,
what are the
it's
highlights?
similar to the honey scam because pretty much they're saying that the company claims that some of the purchases that were made through their software weren't really made through them. But the question is, was that before you got the $40 million investment from your founders, or was that after? So it turns out that there's a huge flaw in the software, and they're claiming that money that was made through their software they made, but they didn't.
They didn't make it.
They did not make the money.
Some fraudulent. So they were embellishing their books.
But the question is, was that before you got the $40 million valuation from your investors, or after?
So it sounds like some fraud.
Sounds like fraud to you.
Probably happening a little bit. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me just the sound of it. Young female entrepreneur, big valuations. It reminds me of the Theranos story with Elizabeth Holmes.
Oh yeah.
A healthcare pioneer is being compared to visionaries like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. This morning, Elizabeth Holmes is part of the new Time 100 list just out. Her mission is to allow blood testing in every drugstore at a fraction of Medicare costs.
A few years ago, who, for those of you who remember, Elizabeth Holmes, cut to a clip, had a blood testing company where you can and she was just like, her idol was Steve Jobs. She was like she wanted to be the female Steve Jobs of Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
She wore the turtlenecks. She lowered her voice. She talked like this, so she would be taken more seriously.
You own a TV?
No.
Why not?
I work all the time, and I'm basically in the office from the time I wake up and then working until I go to sleep.
Literally, there's clips of her breaking where her voice is a much
Steve
higher
Jobs,
register. But her whole thing was you take a prick of blood and we can diagnose any disease. That wasn't the truth. Their machine overheated. It couldn't actually do it. They were taking pricks of blood. Then they needed to take way more blood, sending it to actual blood testing lab facilities, getting the results back, and being like, oh, yeah, our Edison machine did this. Defrauded a bunch of cancer patients and put them through that was the biggest thing.
That's the unforgivable
was
part.
the cancer patient thing, but that's not the thing she got nailed on. She got nailed on for defrauding investors. So yeah, crazy interesting story with some parallels.
Both of them were both Forbes 30 under 30.
Oh yeah, young, lovely, just had Silicon Valley titans of tech just captivated by what,
to tell you the truth,
intriguing young lovely lady and his entrepreneur and multi-million-dollar company, and everybody wanted to buy in. I'm talking more of Elizabeth Holmes. I don't know as much about
Melinda Gates.
But there's a similar thing. I mean, I know Melinda. You know, she's her
Bill Gates
her daughter, not Melinda Gates, but their daughter. You know, young and
Phoebe Gates.
You know, even a cute name.
Phoebe. Oh, Phoebe. Now I get
with
it.
Fia. Adorable.
So the thing about Phoebe Gates, sorry that this happened to you and you didn't do this right. But the thing is,
parallels there in big tech.
The thing is that you have to watch your back. The thing is you have to watch your back just because you kind of have to be obsessive, especially in the tech industry, because a simple mess up like this could end up costing you a lot. But the thing is, she'll be fine.
I mean, ultimately she'll be fine.
There's no way that you're gonna end up. You're never gonna be in my situation.
I hadn't even heard about this. This isn't as big as a Theranos.
But I remember when I turned 30, I was so sad because I didn't get to be a part of Forbes 30 under 30. I was like, damn, I thought that was gonna happen to me.
This is good to have ambition, man.
And especially when it happens to people people that I know personally was on there. I was like, damn, it didn't happen to me.
I worked with a guy who was on the 30 under 30.
But it turns out everybody that was a part, or a lot of people who was on Forbes 30 under 30, turned out to be
fraudulent,
or
into like some crypto shit that didn't materialize into anything from a few years ago.
I think it's a part of being like a child wonder. Like when you are a child prodigy or whatever, you're expected to continue to keep being a prodigy, and that type of pressure puts on people the fact that these.
It's true.
Yeah.
You have certain standards, and you feel like you have to hold and maintain those standards.
Going,
which is a lot of
So sometimes in life,
trap rich people fall into when they lose their riches, and then they got to resort to crime or other unseedy,
sometimes in
unsavory
life,
actions.
It's better that you didn't get certain things that you thought you wanted because it's not really as great as you thought.
Maybe. Rose-colored glasses. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, my point that I wanted to say is you need to watch your back when you have a tech company. You can't just be. You need to have yourself.
Well, watch your back, but just don't be committing fraud and go on with a mission.
That's easy to say. That's not specific enough.
Well, I just feel like sometimes you get investors and things kind of take on a life of their own. But I don't know. Easier said than done. But you got to stay grounded and remember your mission.
If you want to be a billionaire investor and founder,
you need to be myself.
The reason why those guys are so crazy, like I said, I've worked with aerospace manufacturers, CEOs, and all kinds of different CEOs, and they're all type A and insane.
Right.
And the reason is because if you make one mess up, it messes up everything.
Yeah.
And
it can have a ripple effect.
And if you're not like that,
chain reaction,
you're gonna miss some shit.
Yeah.
Not that I know anything about either of those two people, but I'm just saying I think that's the moral of the lesson here is that at any stage of money you have, whether you're only balancing $100, $40 million, or $100 million, if you don't watch your back, you're gonna mess up at some point.
Dang.
Right?
Damn, that was real. That was some real shit.
Anyway,
that was some real shit, man.
You heard about this guy that's trying to ride his bike to Antarctica?
I hadn't until you told me about it right before we started filming. I had not heard about this. Apparently, a couple other folks have attempted to ride their bike toward the South Pole or around it, which was sort of news to me. But I guess
sounds
this guy,
about white.
But I guess this guy be nice. But I guess this guy is the first fella attempting to do it unassisted. So I guess other people who have tried to do it, they had
then what are you using ChatGPT for?
They had food drops, and they had drops of little, sounds like some Hansel and Gretel, like they had some breadcrumbs left along the way or something. But I guess the big thing that is I just feel like it's kind of a gimmick. It's just like, oh, I'm using ChatGPT to maximize my
Help him
training
through
regimen and find out where I should be going. And it's that all just
You ride your bike, though.
I ride my bike every day. I love riding my bike.
Could you ride it to the middle of the South Pole?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What, are you going to put spikes on your I don't even know how you would do that. There's a lot of ice and snow and water and slush.
What if you hit the ice version of quicksand?
You're dead. You're gone. You're done.
And you don't die.
There ain't nobody down there to help you.
It's going to take you a long time to die. Probably the slowest death possible.
Well, hypothermia might befall you.
Sounds absolutely
before
terrible.
You